Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Star Wars Stuff Podcast. My name is David,
And my name is Zach.
and this is where we talk all things Star Wars. And of course, before we get started, we want to recognize our top tier Patreon members out there, starting with William McCallion, Kevin Leininger, Deb McCaffrey, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, Adam Haber, Front Row King, came from Indiana, Mariana T. Arnold, Rush Jedi 27, Alex Blundell, Indiana Solo, and BC Doomit. Thank you so much for your awesome love and support out there. And of course, Legion Sabers, our longtime partner here. You can go to legionsabers.com and use the code STUFF at checkout for 15% off. They have all the lightsabers you want, everyone that's been ever made, I think. They actually have a current sale on everything Palpatine. So I think you can get 20% off.
Very
So,
cool.
That's a cool deal they have.
Yeah.
Also, the really popular lightsaber necklaces and all the accessories, racks to hang your lightsabers and all kinds of stuff. So check it out at legionsabers.com. And of course, we'll be in Las Vegas at the end of April at their booth at Level Up Con. So check us out there in person.
For sure.
Were you going to say something, Zach?
Yeah, if you're coming to SpaceCon and you're looking to get a lightsaber signed by Ian McDermott, pick up their Darth Sidious lightsaber. And you could potentially get that signed down at SpaceCon in San Antonio if you're coming by. Could definitely be a cool opportunity. Because I don't know how much more stuff he'll be doing in the States. It doesn't sound like too much more outside of SpaceCon this year and Celebration in 27 if he'll be there. But so seize your opportunities as they come before you.
I think we have heard that this is going to be his only thing this year, SpaceCon San Antonio, which we'll be at. And then, of course, 2027.
Yeah.
Everyone is predicted to be at Star Wars Celebration in LA.
That'd be so cool. So, if they get Natalie Portman and Liam Neeson to show up and
I think they'll
Sam
be
Jackson,
there.
That'd be so cool.
I think they'll be there. Yeah.
So cool.
So, yeah, we've been on a little hiatus for a while, I guess. Should we apologize to Zach? So, of course, today is a huge historic day in Star Wars. We got a Star Wars trailer for a movie that's coming out. A movie that has been in the works for a while. We haven't had a movie in 7 years, Zach.
That's so crazy.
It's almost unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's like a crime against fandom, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
We've almost waited the same amount of time between Revenge of the Sith up until The Force Awakens. It's been that long.
Dude, that's bizarre. Well, and just thinking about how much life has changed since then. Like for me specifically, I remember the night before I went to see The Rise of Skywalker, I bought a shirt that said Saber the Moment, and it had Darth Vader and Obi-Wan clashing sabers on the Death Star, and it was like a old Navy t-shirt or something. And I ripped the tag off and it ripped a hole in my shirt. And my wife at the time, we weren't even dating. We were just friends at that point. She's like, hey, let me sew up that shirt for you. I'm like, oh, great. I want to wear this to the Star Wars premiere in IMAX tomorrow or whatever. But just to think since that day, so much has changed in my life. So much has happened just because so much time's gone by. It's all good stuff, but it's just crazy to think back to almost 7 years ago and where everyone's at. But thankfully we've got a movie coming soon and another one in the queue, and we're getting close.
Shout out to Darth Beard out there. Watch us on YouTube. He says YouTube is down all over the place. How are you guys getting through? I don't know, but I'm loving it.
That's
the
crazy.
Force is strong, my friend.
Yeah. People need to talk about this trailer.
Yeah. And Tiger Lily is watching us out there on YouTube. She says, oh, cool. You did green for Grogu. Yeah, just like Favreau. I left a little Easter egg in there for you.
There you go. Everyone. Very cool.
Yep. Nothing can stop the power of the Force, like I said. So, yeah, we had a big historic day today in Star Wars. We finally got the big full-length trailer for The Mandalorian Grogu.
We did.
And we got the poster, too. Pretty basic. I mean, poster's fine. It's nice. It's on the screen right now. They did drop that teaser poster that was kind of stylized like a 1940s, 1950s style poster.
For sure.
It was cool. It was nice. The Super Bowl happened. We haven't podcasted since the Super Bowl. And there's a good reason for that. Because David was pissed.
David hit a low.
We were
guys.
getting a trailer.
Yeah.
And I was telling everyone at the Super Bowl party, here it comes. It's about to show up here. Here's after this. And I'm like, and now. And then they did the tauntaun feet. I was like, okay, cool. They're doing something unique. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be very like creature oriented. I love the tauntauns. And yeah, then we see Din Djarin in the carriage, and Grogu force grabs the
reins.
The reins. There you go.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, cool. What's next? And then it just ended, and I was like, okay, cool. They're doing this to hype you up, and then they're gonna do a big trailer at some point.
Yeah.
But of course, maybe not a lot of people know this, but it's like $8 million for 30 seconds for the Super Bowl.
That's
so
insane.
Every 30 seconds for a commercial, whatever corporation or entity has to pay $8 million. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That would be a sizable chunk.
Yeah.
To do any type of spot. So
they should have done what the Minions did. They're like, full trailers out now on YouTube or whatever, and play like a 15-second clip from the trailer and suck you in, and you can either go watch it immediately or at a different point in the game or whenever you want to. But crazy that they didn't do it. And I mean, I think they've heard us fans at this point, like, hey, we want this. And you know, we're like almost 2 weeks past the Super Bowl, and here it is.
And like I said, we had it on good authority. Something was probably going to show up. Yeah. So I'm just kind of sitting there waiting. Craig 5 sends us a text, and he's like, don't tell me that's it. And I was like, no way. They're going to do something else. It might be a trailer for the trailer, which is always kind of annoying. But I don't think that this movie has the ability to just not do anything. They need to hype this movie up like as much as they possibly can. And they released a trailer today. They did the thing where I think they have to kind of announce when the trailer is going to drop. I'm very glad they did that.
Yeah.
For sure. I know we're talking about marketing here, but it was wild to me that was like the only thing they got during the Super Bowl. So I went through like the how many stages of grief there is about Star Wars, because I was like, man,
there's a lot more for Star Wars than there is for everything else.
I was like, how did they not drop anything? But of course, we got the full thing today, and I was like, I don't want to come on the podcast and just annihilate the Star Wars marketing. So I was like, guys, I'm not in the mood. This is not going to be good. I'm just going to like talk down about Star Wars. But we got the trailer today. I was excited. It looked really good. It was very polished, very fast and intense.
Yeah,
we got some story points and some hints to story that I don't think that we thought we were going to get. So that was cool. We got some new characters, some new creatures. It's going to be a heavily creature feature film, which I think back in the day, if we were to tell ourselves that, we would be like excited and like through the roof, because that's a big fundamental element of Star Wars. So
yeah,
I'm excited about that. A lot of them are going to be CGI, of course. It's not going to be the old, I'm trying to remember the creator, the guy that created them. His name escapes me.
Oh, it's not Bill Tippett, is it?
No. It was he was the guy that found the masks off the shelf. Like, because they had Wolfman, and they brought in like the big giant mantis.
Oh, geez, his name's escaping me too.
Rick Baker, yeah.
Yep.
I had to go through the Rolodex there. So yeah, you're not going to get a lot of stuff like that, and of course we did see a lot of CGI characters and a lot of new creatures. And we got the trailer here loaded up here, but we're getting a lot of comments here, so I'm going to read some of these before we get to the trailer here. Crystal, she's out there. She's watching us. She says, hi,
up,
David and Zach. What is up? Everyone check out her channel. She's a makeup artist in Hollywood, and she loves Star Wars. She's been on the podcast. It's been a while, but yeah, she says she's hyped about the movie. Darth Beard says, if you're paying $8 million, though, maybe make it worth it. I've heard nothing but negativity since. I feel like this release today is to say sorry and trash. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah, and the discourse online was like, where is the trailer? It's coming out in May. We don't have many months between now and May. I mean, March, April, the little bit that's left of February, and then, of course, Memorial Day weekend in the States.
When did the teaser trailer come out? That's got to have been like 3 or 4 months ago at this point.
I think that was in like November-ish.
Okay. Yeah, it was well before Christmas.
And yeah, that was pretty cool to get that teaser. But the way that we know, a lot of us old heads are like, we remember when trailers would come out a year in advance. And it's like, well, you can't really do that now with all the CGI that's in post.
Right.
That's executed after they shoot everything.
Very true.
And I agree with the sentiment, too, from Darth Beard on YouTube. He says the problem with Disney is they think Star Wars will just carry itself. I totally 1,000% agree. They don't have that luxury anymore, I don't think.
For sure.
He says, look how much they're doing for Doomsday 1 year out. Lucasfilm has put nothing out for months, thinking people just know. Doomsday put out 5 trailers.
Yeah, in 5 weeks.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Alexander on YouTube says, I thought the trailer was fine, but it's repeating the same beats and gags that we've seen before. It's lacking originality. I agree with that. They might be on the side of things where they don't want to show us certain things that occur. It's that thing where it's like it has to be the same but different. And I think that's what they're trying to execute on. And
even with like the theme at the beginning of the trailer, for sure.
Yeah, we'll point out some things in the trailer that it's like, okay, well, we've seen this before. It seems like it's going to lead back to that.
Yeah.
Travis says on YouTube, how's it going, guys? The trailer's awesome. I agree.
Yeah, sure. What's up, Travis?
Alexander says the trailer was released in September. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah that was a while ago.
Good while ago.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. All right. Without further ado, I'm going to put the trailer up. We're going to watch it and react a little bit to it. And
awesome.
Afterwards, we're going to go scene by scene and kind of pick it apart. And hopefully this all works. If I can share it.
Oh, if YouTube's down, hopefully we can pull it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All right. That looks so good.
Hey, never touch the buttons. I can use some information.
It'd be cool if that's Coruscant.
What do you want?
I'm looking for a HUD.
Close for the night. Thank you.
Gangsters, war criminals.
Long live the Empire.
We'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Strap in.
You will suffer. And then it will be his turn.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor. The kid will live centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to protect him.
Are you scared? You should be.
Do we run? Or do we fight?
I like this kid.
What are you waiting for? Let's save the rest for after dinner.
All right. So I think
Awesome.
everyone that's watching us, listening to us, have already seen it. Hopefully, you heard the audio.
Yeah.
A lot to take in here. Starting with this first scene.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. This is kind of the nod to Apocalypse Now, which was a movie that George Lucas was supposed to direct. And of course, I want to say Francis Ford Coppola took the reins late in the game. And then, it kind of went down in history as one of his best films and one of the best films ever. And we also saw this kind of shot in The Force Awakens as well.
Yeah, for
with
sure.
the TIE fighters. And now we're kind of getting the opposite of that. And there was also a shot, I believe, in The Mandalorian Season 3 when we saw Bo-Katan's ship in the distance chasing that that winged creature that I think took. Man, it's so hard to remember Season 3 of The Mandalorian now, but they hunted down that creature. So I think some sites and some creators have done like the side by side of everything. And look who's decided to join the party.
He made it.
We can't hear you, Craig.
Almost there.
Almost there? Yeah, we can't hear you, Craig. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Welcome.
I didn't know we were going to do a show this week because I didn't think there was any new Star Wars news.
Well, we're glad you got the memo.
I missed.
Oh,
well,
man.
we just watched the trailer, so we're going to spoil it here for you now.
Now, looking at this, the ship farthest right, is that a Y-wing or is that
I think
the
that's
N1?
a Y-wing.
Looks like a Y-wing to me.
Yeah, I would say that too, for sure.
The only other thing I thought is maybe it's his N1 fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. This reminds me of like a Top Gun scene right here with like the landing gear and just the way it's shot.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Zach. I totally wonder if we're gonna find out what happened with the N1, or is it just like his like little like speedster that he keeps on the homestead?
I think we'll hear something about it
for sure. I bet he'll keep it at like his base of operations or something.
Yeah.
And somebody kept on telling me that this was R2D2, but I don't think it is.
I don't think so either.
I want it to be more than anything. Well, listen, okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense to show this shot and make people think it is going to be R2D2 because why would you get everybody all excited that it's going to be R2D2 if it's not? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't.
Well, there's so many astromechs that look like this. I did not think this was R2 because when I saw the red color scheme, I was like, yeah, this is just a random droid. Because you saw all the starfighters like showing up. My brain went to, okay, well, they're going to a Delphi base because we all kind of know that's going to be kind of featured. That's where Sigourney Weaver's character is located. So I just thought this was a random astromech. I didn't have any.
Now, the reason I thought it could be is because we just see that sunset and it's so red. And then it could be like the sunset reflecting on the dome, making the blue look a reddish tint.
Somebody out there did say that. I saw that. So I guess to back you up, Craig, someone did comment on that. They're like, it could be R2. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
No, I saw them say it. I saw the words coming out of their mouth. So
and Lego released a set. They
and
actually
the front of
announced
it looks dark in the front. It doesn't look red in the front.
That's true
on the R2.
Huh.
That's very true.
Look at not the top of the dome, but the front of the body, and it looks dark. Right there. See, it looks like it's blue. It could be blue on the leg there.
But on the lighter side, it's red though.
It gets darker though. It's lighter. See what I'm saying is like with the reflection of the red on the sunset, it could make the paint look reddish. That's all I'm saying, people. That's all I'm saying. Is give me Luke Skywalker. That's all I'm saying.
Well, didn't R2D2 look like black in the trench run, like in the original? Am I remembering that wrong?
In Return of the Jedi, they had to make him black because the chroma key thing, because blue screen was the only thing.
Sure. Yeah,
they didn't have green screen yet, and of course, there's no CGI back then.
True.
Yeah, this whole beginning is the teaser that we got yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything looks the same. We knew he was going to end up back in the Razor Crest.
We didn't. I mean, we heard it, but we didn't know leading up to the. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, we kind of assumed it, and then the toys came out, and you saw the new Razor Crest with the new like yellow paint scheme there in the front.
Well, I wonder how he gets a new one, because I think they talk about in season 1 when he, like in the first episode, the first guy that he puts into Carbonite and brings on the Razor Crest, he mentions that the Razor Crest was pre-Imperial. You know, how'd you manage to get a ship like this or something like that?
Yeah.
So I wonder, I don't know. I'm curious to see how another one of these comes across his path, if it was rare just having the one that he had previously. Because there's no way it got rebuilt.
I'm going to make a prediction. Okay. The reason why I think... Quiet, Darth Beard. I think the reason that they're bringing the Razor Crest back is because they can have... what is Jabba's son's name?
Rada or
Rada on that ship. And he can travel with them on that ship.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's totally for story reasons. Yeah,
100%. And they announced like Lego sets this week, and the Razor Crest was one of them. And Zeb came with the Razor Crest as well as Sigourney Weaver's character. And if they were traveling in the N1, I don't think Zeb is going to sit in Mando's lap. So I'd imagine they're going to want something that has a bunch of room. But yeah, I'd bet they could fit a hut in there. Did they put the creatures from Ryloth in the back of the Razor Crest in season 1?
Oh, those birds.
Yeah,
the birds?
Or
no?
What are they called?
Oh, the blurgs. Like, you're talking about the blurgs?
Yeah, they had 2 blurgs in the back of the Razor Crest in season 1.
I can't even remember that.
I think someone correct me if I'm wrong.
I want to say there was one.
Didn't
because I kind of like vaguely remember a Lego.
Yeah, because the Ultimate Collector Series Razor Crest came with a blurg that you can build. But
are you talking about the Lego one?
Yeah, because they released like a play set that was like a smaller version in like 2020, 2021, something like that. That didn't come with a blurg. That came with IG-11, Mando, Grogu. And then the one that came out in like 2022 was a much bigger scale. And they put Queel and I believe like a buildable blurg in there too. But I can't remember why they had one in there. But yeah, I bet if they could fit a blurg or two, they could definitely fit a hut in there. So,
and it could be some good comedic relief, to be honest with you, if he's squished in there and he's like, I can't move in this thing.
Yeah. There is a rumor out there stating that Rada is going to have a lot bigger role than people think, and he's going to have to end up in that Razor Crest, you would think.
Was he on the first poster that we got a couple months back, or was it just the twins that we saw in the Book of Boba Fett?
I don't have the poster loaded up, but I know the twins were on it.
Yeah.
Twin huts. Yeah, the Razor Crest is back, and
very cool.
Mando and Grogu are back in it. And also the other thing I wanted to point out, if you look at the cockpit, the shifter knob is back in this one. I wonder if he kept the old little knob that he used to play with.
Oh, didn't he pick that up after it blew up? Like after the Boba Fett sequence, he went and picked it up off the ground?
Yep, he sure did. There it is right there, right above the letter H.
Oh, that's cool.
Left. Yeah. So you even get the knob back. And yeah, this is pretty much the first part of the teaser for this trailer. And we actually see him take off.
That shot looks so good.
Yeah.
It looks polished.
Now, is this, what is it? Hala? Not Hollow or something. What is the name?
Oh, Nal Hutta, like where all the
Nal Hutta?
huts are.
Is that
Yeah.
what this is here?
It could be. Nal Hutta, from what we've seen so far, is kind of a swampy planet where there's not a lot of. There could be a city in Nal Hutta, but I don't think we've seen one. But I wonder because I think this is somewhere in Coruscant because I think Mando takes like a New Republic something trinket, whatever it is, and he slams it on the desk for the character we see here momentarily after he flies down to the ground.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But yeah, there's
Could
all
be
kinds of cities.
anything like hut related.
For
Seems
sure.
like it's a very heavy hut.
Yeah.
movie.
It's weird to me that Embo is the main villain.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
the rumor.
Yeah, it's confirmed that he's in it. So yeah, that was something that we kind of reported and we're kind of confident in.
Yeah.
So this scene right here, we get the I wouldn't say classic species because I think we first saw the species in Solo, which was voiced by Jon Favreau,
So cool.
Rio Durant, and we get the same species. I believe it's an Ardinian, and it's voiced surprisingly by Martin Scorsese. We just got that.
Never heard of him.
You mean the guy
planet
from
is he
Shark
from?
Tale?
What's that?
I said, what planet is he from?
Don't know. Not sure. But it looks like he is like a food truck worker and is very eager to help with that nice chunk of change that was presented. Then Din, of course, mentions the huts and slams a sliding door on his face. And here's a scene where we're eventually going to see, I think, Din fighting these two droid guards here.
Yeah, we saw that in the other trailer.
Right. And Grogu's actually on his shoulder here. So he's taking them directly in harm's way in front of these gangsters.
That looks a lot more like Nal Hutta, like when you had the like right before they open and go through that little door. That very much looks like it could be Nal Hutta. But they were on Tatooine, weren't they, in the Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah, I think you figure this will be Nal Hutta because there's other scenes in this that kind of lend itself to being the Hutt planet.
Sure.
And we're going to have a few kind of adventurers there. But yeah, it's somebody tried to translate all this, and apparently it's kind of gibberish except for the front piece. It says ancestral. So, for what it is. And then this shot, I know you brought it up, Zach, that this could have been maybe not Hoth and be kind of a little on the nose, although I wouldn't mind going back to Hoth. And it would be quite the like reversal for the bad guys to be there now instead of the good guys like it was in Empire Strikes Back. But this is possibly the same area where we saw Krennic first appear in Andor Season 2. And, of course, this is the Imperial Remnant. And we see some classic snowtroopers there guarding them.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is the same planet where Din Djarin's blowing up the AT-ATs.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know, like in this scene here where he's grabbing the card from Sigourney Weaver and he's like, we'll go after every card in your deck, or however he worded that. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these people were part of Thrawn's like Shadow Council that was alluded in season 3 of The Mandalorian, and he's going to try and go put an end to it, because we'll get to it in a sec here, but that Sigourney Weaver's talking about trying to end another war before it begins. None of this is for revenge, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's alluding to something more grandiose with Thrawn. And
I think this actor was in the Shadow Council.
Guy, what was his name in... Was he in The Mandalorian season 3? Because Thrawn had like a...
I think he was, but I'm not sure.
Thrawn had not an assistant, like a captain or somebody that was representing him and kind of getting his Shadow Council together, and trying to remember what his name was, because he was in the Thrawn novels and all that stuff, and it was a big deal that he showed up. Captain Intellion or something like that. I can't remember his name. Maybe someone in the comments knows, but it'd be cool if Thrawn had something to do with what's going on here.
Yeah, so a lot of people jump to the connection on these Sabacc cards where I remember it prominently back in 1991, all the way back in the 1900s when America invaded, I think, the Middle East, and they had cards for the people, for the military for the Middle East on trading cards.
Yeah.
And people are drawing that kind of connection to it. And that is interesting. But there's no picture of anyone on this thing.
Yeah.
No clear picture. Maybe you have to like use like a decoder ring or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's a spoiler and they made it look like just a silhouette or something.
That's a good call, Zach. That's possibly a big spoiler. Who knows? And it looks like it's Sigourney Weaver handyman to the card.
Yep.
And he got Grogu here saluting with his armor. And he's got a satchel too.
Yeah. How did we not see his chainmail that he got in the Book of Boba Fett? I wonder if he's got that on underneath his little plate there that he's got around his chest.
Yes, it is confirmed in here. You do see it in some angles. He's got to look really closely. Yeah.
My monitor's pretty buns, so I can't quite tell, but I'll take your word for it.
So this right here, I thought this was the scene they showed us in Japan where he just goes to the AT-AT and dispatches snowtroopers.
Yeah.
No, I think this is the scene where he is going into that board meeting room that we just saw with the two snowtroopers, and then he takes them out.
Can we go back and see if that table looks the same in that on the right side there?
I think it's the same room.
Yeah. You want to go back and look at it?
Perhaps.
Yeah, it looks the same.
Very nice. Cool. Can confirm.
Yeah. And he dispatches them, and then we make it to a Delphi base where we have like a slew of X-Wings and Y-Wings.
Yeah. Is that where we saw Zeb in Mandalorian Season 3?
Yes. This is where we saw Carson Teva.
Yep.
Zeb. And this is kind of the pilot hangout here. And apparently we're going to get a lot of this.
Yeah.
And here we see, I believe, Lieutenant Colonel Ward is Sigourney Weaver's name. And she kind of lays it out right here. This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing a war. And
for sure.
Then we see a little bit of the Japan footage they showed us with this mouse droid, which does resemble a lot of the mouse droids you see at conventions. They stick these really big wheels on them, and they're like really high powered and fast, and can like stop on a dime and do wheelies and stuff. So I've always really wanted one of those, but I know they're like custom built. And he takes it apart, and you kind of see the innards and the motherboard and
very cool,
all kinds of stuff fly around. And here you see like a droid army.
Yeah.
And my guess is this is now Hutta. You can see like the teeth of the door and resembling what Jabba had at his palace. But it kind of flies in the face of it because unless he, I don't know, revamped the Bomar monks' palace, because that was originally that was made by the Bomar monks, which are crazy aliens.
Yeah.
They're like spider things with brains.
Yeah.
Guy, I'm trying to remember what those droids are called. I know they're not the assassins because that's IG-11. Commando. Yeah, the commando droids. I wonder why Hutts would have old commando droids.
Unless there were Bomar monks here on Hutta, and you look at the towers, they resemble Jabba's palace. Or they just did a thing where, let's make it look like Huttish, and that's what people remember, that type of thing.
For sure.
A lot like how they did Luke's cloak, how originally it was brown, and then they just made it black in the Mandalorian.
Oh.
And it made a few people mad.
We'll get to see the hyperspace jump.
Yeah,
now
which is always
that
great.
looks like Din Djarin's house, right?
Definitely.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a really good point, Craig.
Definitely when we got the Looney Tunes ending. It's rainy though, and of course
this is a Knights of Ren flashback.
We're all thinking this is none other than the guy himself. You see Din Djarin's face, which is kind of surprising because in this trailer we see Pedro Pascal's face more times than we had in the first 3 seasons of his actual show.
Well, they didn't show his face at all in the 3rd season. They did a couple times in season 2, but season 3 they made it a real big deal that they didn't do it. So
didn't we see it in season 1 also?
Yeah, when IG-11, he's like, I can't show any living things, and he's like, I'm not a living thing, and just gets him back to health. But yeah, very end of season 1.
And I think Pedro Pascal was really hyped about this. I think he really wanted his face to be shown, and of course, for story reasons, they had to kind of work around that, of course. But
for sure,
I think he's super satisfied.
Well, with this dialogue here, they kind of cut it weird to where it could be Embo talking, but is it one of the Hutts? Because that's who they cut to at the end.
What do you mean Embo? This is an Embo.
That's totally Embo.
This is Constable Zuvio.
What?
Oh Lord!
Get out of here! Like, huh?
One of my favorite peg warmers, Constable Zuvio from.
No, he was nobody's favorite peg warmer. You know what's funny is like he was all over the shelves, and then he didn't even wind up being in the movie.
That was crazy. He was in like books and all kinds of other stuff too, and I was like waiting for him to show up. He never did. I think you can kind of see him like in the distance.
The deleted scene he's in, right?
I'm not even sure he made the deleted scenes.
No, I'm pretty sure there was a deleted scene with him.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, it was like a close-up or something, and he's like yelling at the camera or something. I can't remember. He's like, it's been a while since I've seen it. The whole sequel trilogy is a deleted scene for me, so.
I mean, I didn't think that Embo was a good like character design, but he looks pretty good in live action. I gotta admit. I mean, he looks pretty menacing.
Cool in Clone Wars. I didn't really see him as too much of a villain.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm silly to think that because he's a bounty hunter, but
he was like behind the scenes guy, pretty quiet, and he could hold his own for sure. But I wonder if he still has the dent in his helmet from when he tried to get into a fist fight with Savage Opress, and he just punches his hat and like leaves a huge dent in it. But
I don't even remember that part.
That's like season 5 of the Clone Wars. But I know Dave Filoni voiced Embo in the Clone Wars, and I wonder if he'll voice Embo in this movie because I don't know if they'll have him talk a lot, but like with this dialogue here,
he's got to talk.
It makes me think it's Embo talking because they cut it to the Hutt at the end of this, like he will suffer and then you will suffer or whatever, and they make it seem like it's the Hutt speaking, but I don't know if it's a trick they're trying to play on us, and I could be overthinking it, but a Hutt speaking basic would also be cool for sure.
Yeah. So do you think this is like a big misdirect, like Embo's there to just capture Grogu, or is he there to recruit Din Djarin? What do you think is happening here?
I think this is like after
I think there's a bounty on Din Djarin.
Yeah, especially like from the Empire. I bet he shows up and like beats everybody up in that conference room or whatever, and then the Empire puts Embo after Din Djarin when he gets back to his home base afterwards, and this could be like the midpoint of the movie.
Yeah, trying to piece the whole movie together in your head. I mean, there's a lot of like different locations, and
for sure.
I feel like the whole attack on the Hoth, let's call it snow base or whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like that's going to be such a short part to the movie.
For sure.
I feel like it's one of those things where they're just teasing us with it, but then it winds up being
like the James Bond opening.
Yeah, like an insignificant part to the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it was anything other than showing off their abilities.
Right. And here you see the Hutt twins, the same ones we saw in Book of Boba Fett, and the male Hutt is holding Din Djarin's helmet.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know.
So clearly Din Djarin's dead. He's been decapitated.
Just like Jango Fett.
Yep.
Oof. Gone.
It's the only way to kill a Mando. So yeah, we get insight into the twins. Like, oh no, he's still alive. They just took the helmet off, and you get another shot of Pedro Pascal on May 22nd. So that's Memorial Day weekend, right?
Yeah.
So do you think the twins say they capture Din Djarin and they make him fight in that arena for his life, and they make him fight? What is his name again?
Rada. So here's the thing, though. So there's a shot of Grogu and Din Djarin in the stands, like they're watching the gladiator fights, and Grogu's eating popcorn or Mantel mix or whatever. And it's like, how do they end up there to being captured? You think they're watching the fight, and then they're requested to see the twins, and then the twins maybe like hit the button like Jabba does, and then Din Djarin falls through the floor and has to go in like the sewer and face the dragon snake we're about to see, and sees the Amon character and all that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they needed to get information from Rada some way, somehow, and the only way to do it is to beat him in a fight or something like that, and he just volunteers as tribute or whatever after watching him wreck a bunch of people.
And here you can see on the screen, Grogu has his wrist darts. I don't know, that's like paintball shots.
Oh, yeah.
And then he straps on his armor, and he has a new satchel, just like Chewie, with his armor plate. And this is awesome. I love all the puppets and practical stuff, and to have the Anzellans on their own like swoop bike with a sidecar, it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. There was also, I hate to keep referencing it, but I think it adds a little bit to the story. There was a set that got released for the Anzellans to have a ship, and it didn't come with any like figurines, but it came with Anzellans that are like little tiny guys and Grogu in a ship that was like shot, like the picture on the box is from space. So I wonder if they're going on a little side quest, maybe after Mando gets captured or something by the Hutts. I don't know.
I think to me it would be funny if there was a chunk of the film where it's just the Anzellans and Grogu, and they're just trying to communicate the whole time, and like it's just like weird, and it's almost. I mean, I don't want to reference Holiday Special or anything, but I mean, it's almost like unwatchable to the point where it's just a bunch of puppets, like.
That'd wild.
To the point where like everyone in the audience just like looks at each other like, what's going on? We've spent a lot of time with these creatures here. I think that'd be funny. But I think they can make it good. And this scene right here, he essentially has Yoda's like walking stick. That's kind of wild. Cool. And like Zach said earlier, we're thinking this is like the swamps and the bogs of Nal Hutta.
Oh, Craig, he's got that walking stick, and he's going to go hit R2 with it. R2 is totally in this movie.
Yes! Now I'm going to go like this, like I keep forgetting his name, Rada.
So, yeah, Din Djarin is doing a voiceover on this, and he talks about how Grogu's going to live centuries beyond me, and I can only protect him for so long. And you see him meditating on this fallen tree over this creek, this muddy creek. And you get the shot of him swimming that we've seen before. And man, we get the shot of a totally yoked out Rada the Hutt with two battle axes.
Wild.
And big Easter egg here. Do you guys see it?
In the floor?
Yeah, the chessboard.
Wow. Yeah. The chessboard is there.
That's so cool.
There was no Rada holographic character to play in the Jar set that Chewie had on the Falcon. What's the deal with that? And here you see some action. And here you get a good look at his face. And it almost
so
looks like
weird.
the same face as Jabba in these special editions again.
Well, he should look like his dad, right?
Right.
Yeah, but that bad.
Well,
Maybe they haven't finished the face yet.
him and his dad definitely had different workout plans.
Yeah.
Different type of frogs that Rada ate there.
Gosh, he's huge.
Yeah. And this character right here, he is the most interesting character to me because I don't think we've ever seen this species before. I don't think it's ever been written about. Very particular voice. I don't know who's voicing this character. And this character is like maybe a little bit older in a rocking chair. And it reminded me of like a combination of a rat and a catfish.
I can't quite tell what it is.
Was someone talking about Master
Kinda
Splinter
looks like
in
a
our group
gremlin.
chat earlier?
I was talking about Master Splinter. Yeah, is this the Master Splinter? Is the Yoda figure for Baby Yoda?
It also kind of looks like a gremlin,
Yeah, kind of with the eyes.
like from the Gremlins, like the movies, right? Doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I don't know. It looks
That's
a
what it
little
looks like to me
scaly.
more than anything.
Yeah.
Let me play a little bit more so I can see the face.
Oh, and Grogu's holding a fish. This creature fed Grogu. I didn't notice that before. Man, the eyes look terrifying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you see some crescent moon. I don't know.
So
probably
he's probably
hooks.
going to wind up like helping Grogu, you know?
Or maybe, I mean, you never know, Craig. Maybe this creature's feeding Grogu to get him nice and fat to cook him.
There's not much meat on Grogu.
Yeah, but I mean, a creature that rare, I mean, I'm pretty sure this new character's never seen this type of creature before. Asking him if he's scared, and he should be. I mean, that's kind of dark. And here we see another shot of a helmetless Pedro Pascal against a dragon snake that we last saw in the Clone Wars versus Obi-Wan.
They definitely drop him like at the feet of their like the throne that the Hutt twins are sitting in, and they still have his helmet, and he's definitely they ran out of Rancors and they had to get whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
A basilisk.
The basilisk. Another shot of Grogu with a satchel and his armor.
Gosh.
And here we get a fan favorite that everyone's been waiting for.
I was hoping for more Zeb throughout this trailer. I'm excited. I'm happy with what we got for sure, but for Zeb being a character on the poster, I'd think you'd get a little bit more in the trailer.
Pretty nimble.
Yeah, oh yeah. Super exciting. I'm very excited to see how they tie in because he's supposed to be in Ahsoka season 2. I just really want to see where this movie lines up with Ahsoka seasons 1 and 2, and because allegedly Zeb is supposed to be back with Hera and the remainder of the Ghost crew. So very excited to see more of his story.
Yeah, depending on which.
I don't even remember seeing this clip.
The classic.
Oh, this is the part with R2-D2.
He flies out of that speeder.
I don't even remember seeing that part.
Yeah, it's a blink and you miss it part, Craig.
Huh?
It's a blink and you miss it.
Boing. They fly now?
I did miss that.
Don't bring that up, Zach.
Oh, he looks so good.
Good old friend Zeb Orrelios. I like this kid. And here's a shot of Din Djarin decapitating someone. I guess it's a droid. In the bowels of Nal Hutta. Look at that droid. He's like a flat top. It's kind of interesting. And of course, everyone's talking about this Aurebesh right here. It reads Weathers Apollo.
Oh, that's so
definitely
cool.
a nod to one of our favorites characters from Mandalorian, Grief Karga. And Carl Weathers was so hyped to be in Star Wars too, man. He just wore it on his sleeve. And I'll never forget him in Chicago. Just, I mean, you could just tell he was like happy and hyped that everyone showed up in the arena for him. And he was just, He's just living in the moment, man, and I'm so glad that this is part of his legacy.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And busting through the doors are the life-size or in real life Dejarik chess pieces. You can tell that's
Busting out.
Yep, Antilian Savrip. So this kind of answers the question: what happens in the gladiatorial chessboard arena when you see the Savrip and all the other pieces? It's like Mando doesn't defeat them; he just like escapes, and they just like follow him, I guess.
Right.
Or maybe, he may defeat him but not kill him or something.
Right. He gets out of there. Oh, and then we get Baby Greedo.
Baby Rhodey, and that's so cute.
Yeah, you figure they should make I don't know, a lot more like plushies and action figures and stuff of this creature.
It's like, ooh, new hot rod.
Brand new pram, and for some reason it has like a 1,000 horsepower on it.
Yeah, the thing's cooking. They cheaped out on his other pram. One, like this.
So what if that Rodian kid accidentally used one of its long fingers to hit like the gas or something? I mean,
maybe Grogu's using it with the Force.
Maybe Grogu used the Force to remove the govern switch on this thing, and it just rockets.
It's aftermarket.
Definitely
all-wheel drive. Well, and that right there, when Din takes off to fly after the
pram, but it looks like it's trying to grab him there.
Yeah.
So like yeah. See, so it's still trying to grab Din.
Yeah, and then it gets 5-hold by Grogu. And then we get the fanfare. And then Grogu is mad. Still eating those. What are they called?
The little cookies.
Those little cookie thingies from school.
Yeah, I forgot the proper name.
Yeah. This is definitely like one of the first scenes of the movie.
And here you can see his little chainmail underneath his
collar. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
All the way from Middle Earth.
So what do you think is the hype now that people have seen this trailer? Obviously, people were extremely disappointed with the Super Bowl and that, they tried to do the parody. Had they released the parody at the same day as this, people would have loved it. But the fact that they didn't give us that first is what made people nuts. And I don't blame them, because it was like, give us something real, and then we can appreciate, oh, that's so cute,
Right.
But they did not think that through. They didn't realize how frustrated people are by the lack of information with this movie.
That's a good point.
They totally miscalculated that. So hopefully they learned their lesson.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't really know that so many people were going to be that frustrated like I was. I was like, wow, you've heard a lot of people say, okay, well, trailer should be out soon because we're just months away from this movie, and it should be a big movie. It's a Memorial Day weekend movie. Traditionally, those movies are supposed to be making like a lot of money for the summertime, and it's like a lot of people right now after the teaser trailer kind of dissed it and said, well, this just looks like a
for sure
Disney Plus show. And it's like, well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it does feel bigger to me, but I can kind of see kind of the sentiment and people noticing certain things, and it feels a little bit closed in certain areas. But I think this trailer kind of went a long way. And the fact that they announced that they're going to have this trailer today, we were all hyped about it.
Yeah.
Mary and I almost did a podcast last night, but I actually worked late at night, so I wasn't able to. But yeah, I mean, I think it was good. I think it's a right step to take.
It helped a lot.
Yeah,
definitely.
It helped a lot. But listen, we have a new CEO at Disney, and he needs to understand Star Wars is like nothing else. We want to see little bits of information, even if it's a ship, even if it's a still of a background character. We want to see that stuff leading up to the movie.
Yeah.
And you got to trickle it out more to build the hype. waiting to the last minute is making people more frustrated and angry. That's not what you want here. You want to make people like looking forward to this. And
Definitely.
I was so angry at that spot in the commercial, that little commercial during the Super Bowl, because it was like the movie is a few months away. Like we've only had one teaser. Give us the trailer. Then I would love that little spot. Oh, it was so cute and so great because I saw the actual trailer. And I think that's how most people felt, frustrated.
Yeah.
I heard there's a lot of confusion about it because a lot of people that watched it, like a lot of young people, didn't know what the Clydesdales were all about. And that it was a play on like the classic Super Bowl commercials. Yeah, I mean, it's nice and cool. And yeah, but we weren't really wanting that.
If the trailer was first, we would have thought, oh my God, that was so cute. Because we would have been so happy that we saw the trailer. So had they shown the trailer in the first, quarter, and then that Budweiser commercial, let's just call it that, later on during the game, we would have been like, oh, that was really cool. But instead, everybody was like, where is the trailer?
It's an Easter egg that Sam Elliott's going to narrate the opening crawl for this movie.
Where is the trailer?
And of course, we do realize that every 30 seconds is $8 million and everything. So they could have actually just done a thing where they shrink the trailer and say full trailer February 17th and shown like just kind of like highlights of it, or just do the Budweiser thing like they did and just show like flickers of stuff. And then at the bottom say trailer February 17th. And we would have been happy. We would have been like, okay, we got some like weird like stuff show up. And then we got this Budweiser thing. And it's like, well, now we have somewhere to aim now to like be prepared. And I think we would have been fine with that even. But
they just got to keep momentum rolling. Like, I think this put this movie in a really good spot, having this trailer come out. The trailer was great. Now they just need to keep adding things, whether it's, new images or, every week or so, just something, little sound bites. Maybe not even every week, but they just got to keep doing stuff to keep that momentum rolling. They can't just stop it. So we'll see what they end up doing. But
looking at the comments in chat here. Thanks to everyone out there commenting. Alexander on YouTube says, it mirrors the Grogu gimmick starting to wear off. I think, and in certain aspects, it is wearing off a little bit, because think about it. If you were 7 years old when you saw Grogu for the first time, you're 14 now.
You
don't care. You don't care about Grogu. They're gonna have to reintroduce Grogu to a whole new generation and get them hyped up about it. So and for us older people, it's like, I mean, I think Grogu is the best character, arguably, that Disney has introduced.
Totally.
It hits all the quadrants. I mean, the fact that we know what the species is capable of.
And like with what Grogu's capable of in this movie, he's already capable of more in this movie than he has been in seasons past of The Mandalorian. Maybe, all the jokes with like, baby, do the wavy hand thing, right? But like now he's, arguably he's probably got a side mission in this movie where it's him without Din Djarin trying to do some stuff and save the day or whatever. But I think it's a new spin on Grogu. They're adding another element to him that we haven't seen yet, and I think that'll be real exciting for new and old fans.
Do you think in this movie we're going to see him say his first words?
Maybe at the very end.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that we need to see to make him a little bit more dimensional.
You think he's going to go, Dad?
Maybe. What if it goes Skywalker and then we see a shadow?
Oh, I know that guy. He offered me a lightsaber and I turned him down. Oh yeah, because he was with Luke for a couple years, right?
Where did this come from? It seems
the internet.
like he was maybe with Luke for months, not years.
Right.
That is so crazy to me that he was with Luke for 2 years. Is that not crazy to you?
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
kind of
crazy
wild.
'cause there's nothing that's making that blatantly obvious.
Right. And they need to work on that. Yeah, for sure. Beard on YouTube says, I think 70% of the trailer is the first 20 minutes of the movie. The parts where they show Pedro's face is the rest of the movie. He's captured and Grogu needs to rescue him from Embo. That makes sense.
I could see that. I could see Embo turning Mando into the Hutts.
I don't think Darth Beard likes that. And the rolling emote.
Travis on YouTube says, one thing I'm curious about is Rada's age. Hutts live 1,000 years. So him going from a baby to an apparent adult in 50 years seems strange.
Oh, it's got to be less than 50 years because he's a baby at the beginning of the Clone Wars.
True.
Was,
but we don't know how old he was either.
No, but he must have been like maybe a toddler.
But maybe that's 5-10 years old.
Right.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of like Grogu species where it doesn't age like a
Grogu is 50.
humanoid.
Right.
So maybe he's 50.
We just know it's about
he's
30 years.
Maybe he's like a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know, maybe a young adult, like an 18-year-old or something.
And Earthbeard was commenting on your thoughts, Craig. That's why they do it. People see droid and think R2D2. It's for marketing, so we don't know.
That's not R2D2.
And he said, "Stop dreaming, Craig.
I'll dream all I want."
But B-Boys on YouTube says that's a good question.
What question is that?
Oh man,
Is it R2?
Roll the footage.
I don't know. I don't think it is. We rolled it enough.
Play the transmission.
All right. So, do you guys think that we're going to see any original trilogy characters in this? Do you think we're going to see Luke, Han, Leia?
I think we are.
If we see any, I'd think it'd be Leia.
Over Luke? I mean, Luke trained Grogu.
Yeah, but if there's like a lot of New Republic elements, I think we'd be more likely to see Leia.
It'd be cool if we saw one scene with them all together.
Well, and they no, dude, that'd be insane. Well,
I think we are gonna get that, but in the next movie.
Yeah, I think
the
they'd
Thrawn
save it for
movie.
that.
Yeah,
well, and in Ahsoka season 1, 3PO shows up and references General Organa sent me, and like I wonder if because Leia's been referenced at this point in the timeline and has an established presence. So if we see anyone, I think it'd be Leia. For sure.
Yeah. Darth Vader
says, if you had to pick Luke, Han, or Leia in this movie, who would you want to see?
Man,
let's say it's like only a 2-minute scene.
I'd pick Luke, but I'd want it to make sense.
Right. I agree with that.
Sure.
But yeah, what about you, Craig?
Luke.
Yeah. It wasn't R2D2, it was Luke.
I mean, I love R2, but
it wasn't Constable Zuvio.
He's in my top 10.
Interesting. Darth Beard says on YouTube, I wonder what the time frame is from season 3 to the movie. Pelly said she was looking for one for him, but he'd take the N1 for now. Yeah, he's referring to the Razor Crest.
The new Razor Crest, yeah.
I don't think they really have to explain anything. I mean,
no, it's just gonna sell like hotcakes for the toys.
Yeah. Travis on YouTube.
We'll probably see R5 again. Didn't we see him in one of the other clips? R5D4.
I don't know if we saw him in any of the other clips, but
I thought we saw him in something. I could have sworn we saw him for a second in something.
In the teaser?
Maybe it was a.
Did we see Pelly in the teaser?
No, not Pelly. So. R5D4.
I wonder if we looked at the silhouette of the X-wings flying in the first shot. If you look at the astromech slots for each X-wing, if you could see a round dome or a flat top.
Maybe it was a celebration clip or something. Could we have seen a celebration clip?
It's possible.
I could have sworn we did. Maybe I'm wrong.
Travis on YouTube says the movie ends with Mando getting a call about Ahsoka being lost. Zeb tags along, Rada hearing, remembering Ahsoka for saving his life as a baby, providing Hutt space coordinates to help find her. That would be interesting if Ahsoka, her voice is on a comm right as he's about to like slice open Din Djarin and is like, wait a minute, I know her.
I feel like if there's any link to Ahsoka, it would be Hera contacting Zeb. So, like, just through the New Republic, but it would be cool to have more references to that for sure. But yeah, I really want to see where this is at in the timeline compared to all the Disney Plus stuff, whether it's before or after Ahsoka.
Well, if we're only getting a small part to the movie of what they're showing us, they're really hiding it well from anything tied to Ahsoka or anything like that.
Sure.
Which I do think I think at least that snow planet scene is probably just the beginning of the movie.
B-Boys on YouTube says maybe Grogu will have the old knob to play with. That's what I'm thinking. Darth Beard says, I like the speculation, Travis.
Nickname?
I like the speculation, Travis. You're doing a better job of connecting the streaming and movies than LFL have been doing for years now. And Adam says, Wemby out for season. I hope he's joking. Darth Beard says, I'd love that to be Ilum. Yeah, that'd be cool. Or the new Death Star from the sequels.
Man, if it was Ilum and it became Starkiller Base like in the course of 30 years, I feel like it'd have to be like knee deep in construction.
Tiger Lily on YouTube says, I wonder if we get Hera in this because that was her big conversation and push at Ahsoka season 1.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paleon, that was the guy that you were trying to think of.
Oh,
Zach.
gnarly. Very cool.
Travis also speculates Embo finds and captures Mando. Grogu finds the Anzellans and have them help him off-world. And it's him finding people to help without being able to speak as Mando and Rada bust out of the arena. Also just speculation. Tiger Lily says he looks awesome. B-Boys on YouTube says, so Embo is 100% going to die. Cry laughing. Darth Beard on YouTube says, I cannot believe Mr. Fantastic, Joel, General Cassius, and Oberyn Martell all look like the Mandalorian. They should have left the helmet on. I don't know who Pedro is anymore. So people will say, oh, that's the guy from everything when they see Pedro Pascal.
It's what people used to say about Sam Jackson. Oh, he's in everything.
Yeah, Darth Beard on YouTube says that Gremlin Rat looks very Dark Crystal. I agree. Yeah, that's a good reference.
It'd be cool if like Jim Henson's people were working on that puppet.
Yeah. Travis Mitchell says at Darth Beard, yes, even the tree line behind him, Dark Crystal in the Ewoks movies. Yeah. Agreed. Darth Beard on YouTube says Zen fighting in Bilbo Baggins' house. Zeb fighting in Bilbo Baggins' house. That'd be wild. Tiger Lily says there's a lot of dialogue about Din preparing Grogu to be on his own, and his helmet comes off a lot in the trailer. Is Din going to die by the end of this?
I don't think so.
He's not going to die because we know there's a season 4 that's written. It might not happen unless the box office is great, allegedly. Yeah.
That'd be wild if they did this movie, a Mandalorian season 4, and then had Mando and Grogu in like the crossover movie. Like, I feel like that's just so much to keep track of. But, I mean, I know we're all up to it. We can do it. But just thinking of the average viewer.
Yeah. Darth Beard on YouTube says they've still not worked out how to make Grogu jump properly. It looks like a puppet lifting off.
He looks fine.
I'm fine with it. Yeah. The 30-second, $8 million trailer should have been what they released last night. Darth Beard said, that's literally my son. He loved Grogu. Now he doesn't care at all. That's like what I referenced earlier. He's not bothered about this movie. It's been too long and everything that's come out has been adult. In parentheses, Andor. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, all those kids are like preteens or teens, you know?
Yeah.
True.
Star Wars
True.
isn't cool anymore.
But it's not like they can't get more kids to like it, or
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Travis on YouTube says having Grogu kind of be by himself, meeting people who are helpful, some who are not, while not being able to speak, would be very charming if done right. I agree on that. I wonder if that rat catfish character is not a good character, and it's just, like I said, plumping him up for a future meal. I don't know. Something along those lines. It feels like all the good characters aren't going to be living on Nal Hutta. They're going to find a way to get off or just avoid that place altogether.
For sure.
Well, what do you think? Are people excited about it now?
Seems like they are. I went through social media and I looked at all the comments. Mostly positive. I'm going to say 70% to 80% of people talking online are pretty positive about it. So, I mean, that's all you can really ask for this day and age.
Just got to keep it. Just got to keep it rolling.
David was in a deep, dark depression after the Super Bowl.
We had to talk him into podcasting.
There were some sad text messages.
I remember I texted Mary on the side after we got a text from David. She's like, I called him. He's all good. And I'm like, okay. But that Super Bowl trailer or lack thereof.
It wasn't really that bad, but
it was bad. It was bad. I think one of them was quote unquote, I'm done with Star Wars.
And then we're like, oh my gosh, is he okay? Someone call David.
He looked worse than I did after leaving the theater from Last Jedi.
Gosh, it was my Last Jedi moment, like what Craig experienced. I was like, how could they not release the trailer? How could they not?
It was very discouraging. It was very discouraging. You know,
and I'm kind of glad that other fans had that same like sentiment that I did. It's like, how could they not release the trailer? It's the Super Bowl, and they had like no competition almost. It was like Scream 5, Project Hail Mary. I mean,
the Minions.
Okay. Well, the Minions was just like whatever.
Yeah. Super Mario.
Everyone's gonna see the Minions, all the families, and then the kids, and that's gonna make $1 billion, whatever. But it's like Star Wars could have just like put their mark on this thing. And that game was awful. So we would have all gone back to YouTube and watched it over and over again. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough.
That was a bad game for sure.
Travis on YouTube says, if Rada is an adult, which we think he is, this is deep speculation, but perhaps there's an age acceleration he was subjected to. Similar to clones, he would be old enough to fight. That would be kind of dark. Yeah.
I think he probably is an adolescent.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Filoni knows what he's doing. He's not going to let some mistake like that slip by. He knows.
What's the biggest mistake you've seen slip by, Craig?
Well, as far as that Filoni was involved with?
Yeah.
The whole sequel trilogy was a mistake.
Well, Filoni didn't have the same type of power.
No, I know. I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, he had to kind of stay silent during that time. Now he has all the power. He's right under Tomorrow.
I mean, he's done Mando. He's done Ahsoka. What else has he done? Clone Wars these short little Bad Batch. But he wasn't really involved too much with Bad Batch, right?
He was involved. Yeah, he was pretty involved. I just started rewatching season 1, and he was one of the creative leads.
Now, see, I remember him talking about it at Celebration, and it seemed like he was pretty hands off.
Yeah, I think by the time I got closer towards the end, he was more hands off on it for sure.
Yeah, Clone Wars season 7.
Mistake Filoni's made. I don't know if it was a mistake, but I think Ahsoka felt a little too slow.
Yeah, I think Favreau was there. He kind of had the reins. I think Favreau was doing Mando season 3.
Yeah.
And then we got Mando season 3. So maybe they need to work together.
Together.
Yeah.
I hope I worked on this together. Mando and Grogu. Yeah. I really do.
And I really do love all the creatures that we're about to get. I think that's really cool. That's something I dreamt about as a little kid. It's like, okay, well, technology is going to get better, and then we're going to have to get more creatures on screen. And there's going to be more creatures. Then we're going to have like humanoid people, and it looks like this is kind of the product of all that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably just going to see Ward, Teva, Din Djarin, and then the rest is just like aliens, which is great. Embo's gonna have a big part. A Hutt is allegedly gonna have a really big part in this movie. So, I mean, sounds great to me.
Give me a number 1 to 10. What's your excitement level for this movie before the trailer and after? Let's say, no, we're gonna compare Super Bowl Sunday. After the Super Bowl Sunday where we didn't see it, your interest level there and what it is now.
Before the Super Bowl or during the Super Bowl, I was at
let's say after it was over and we knew there was no trailer that night when you're like
a 3.
I can't believe there was no trailer.
Yeah, it was like a 4.
Yeah.
I think you were lower than a 4.
Yeah, what about you, Craig, beforehand?
Darth Beard says 2 before and 4 after.
I would say my interest level dropped to probably like a 4-ish that right after that trailer. I was better before the trailer or before Super Bowl. And then after the Super Bowl, it was like, I was so mad about that short little 30 second. I was like, what is that? So my interest level dropped a lot. And now I'd say it's probably, honestly, I'll be honest. When I was hoping that it was R2-D2, it was like a 9. And then when I was looking closer, and I'm like, it's probably not R2-D2. It's like a 7. I was more excited. If I knew Luke was in this movie, even for 2 minutes, my interest level would be way higher. That's just me. That's my guy. I'm a Sky guy.
I gotta print that T-shirt for Craig. I mean, I want to temper my expectations because I don't want to get too high because I'm gonna be like, man, if this go in there and I don't like the movie, it's not gonna be good. But I would say I'm an 8 right now after this trailer. It feels like they're hiding a lot of stuff from us. They didn't give away too much. They gave away some stuff. We saw some new creatures, and they extended scenes from the teaser. And
for sure.
I think they did a really good job of crafting this trailer. So I give them points there. But just the release, yeah, they should have told us, hey, look, guys, don't expect anything for the Super Bowl.
For sure.
And then the other thing, too, is, of course, Doomsday is going to be in December. They didn't release anything for that during the Super Bowl. And Bando Grogu could have had all that real estate for to make a big statement and it'd be like the coming out party.
Huge miss. I need Josh's email and I need to let him know how we get him back on track for Star Wars. Does anybody have Josh's email?
I think Mary does.
Okay. Mary, if you could text that to me, I'll write him up a little something.
Man, I'd say I went from like a 6.5 to a 7, like with excitement after the trailer. I definitely was super happy to see a lot of those characters that popped up, and I think I'll get more excited as we get closer, just because it still feels a little far out, just a couple months away yet.
Yeah, we're looking at 3 months in a week.
Yeah, so once we hit April, May, I think it'll really start to set in, because I'm really excited about Maul Shadowlord, and that's gonna be here and gone before this movie comes out. So I'm sure I'll be riding that high when that show's airing, and then afterwards, oh sweet, we got Mando and Grogu coming a couple weeks after. So,
and that's kind of the way it should be. I mean, everything should just connect and run into the next thing.
Right.
We shouldn't have any downtime. And it was like that for a while. I mean, there was no downtime, or very little downtime, for a few years there. But yeah.
True.
Travis on YouTube says, in that hypothetical that won't happen, you also introduced the moral question of Mando, knowing he won't be alive for critical years of Grogu's life, wanting to stay young to do so. I don't think that'll happen. I think Din Djarin won't play around with his lifespan or whatever. Unless the sacred waters at Mandalore, because he took off his helmet again, he's got to bathe back in there to get his honor back. I don't know. Maybe that has some
he won't tell
regeneration. And you look at Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan, everyone's like, she looks too young to play that part. Well, maybe that's the reasoning.
Gosh, it's so sad that we're probably not going to see Boba Fett or Bo-Katan in this movie.
Yeah. Trav says, I wouldn't say a mistake, but human characters should look okay. Well, yeah, he just said, I didn't even read this before I said that. Yeah. We're thinking alike here. Noah Richard says, how we doing, boys? Has seen all the hype for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms made you wish that Mando would harken back to smaller self-contained story within a broader universe like in season 1? I think yes and no. I mean, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is like a really great show. It's very small, very compact, very small story, but the characters are big. Characters are fantastic. Casting was fantastic for that show.
They really do a great job. I was just saying that last night. Casting on the Game of Thrones shows are some of the best.
Yeah.
If not the best.
Yeah.
What show casts better than all those actors between the 3 series? They're just always incredible.
And going all the way back to 2018, 2019, our hope was for the TV shows. I hope it's like Game of Thrones. They're an hour long and they're like more gritty and more character involved, character developed. And I think for the most part they aren't. But I think the Game of Thrones show is getting the criticism that Star Wars shows have always gotten, the fact that they're only 30 minutes long.
Right.
But somehow it doesn't make me as upset as it does with Star Wars. I guess because I'm a bigger fan of Star Wars. But, I mean, there's something to say there. Travis on YouTube says, while it's not confirmed, Boba Fett had one less episode than the Mando seasons. I think they literally took two episodes of Mandalorian out of the season. 3 gave it to Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot. And he says, then went back and shot a few more episodes to pad out season 3, hence why it came out 3 years after season 2, and why some of the episodes felt like filler. I think he wants to say, yeah. Darth Beard on YouTube says, the only reason I'm not super hyped is it looks like it's aimed towards kids who loved it 7 years ago. I'm hoping to be wrong. I think, yeah, there's an element of that. I kind of see that it's kind of aimed towards the same area on the demo.
Yeah.
Darth Beard also says, I'd prefer another season or two for the last few years, and another Ahsoka building up to what should be Heir to the Empire. I think that's what they're aiming for. But of course, there's been mentions of if this movie doesn't do well, they're just going to nix it all and just not even continue with the Mando verse, the Favloni verse, which is just a rumor. Travis on YouTube says Mando could also have Grogu be trained under somebody else like Maz Kanata, putting himself in carbonite so he can be thawed out when Grogu is an adult. That'd be crazy.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, Pedro's getting up there in years. And I don't know. The box office might kill him off. So it's like one of those things. It's like, yeah, Yoda can continue because we know he can live for a very long time. A lot like Chewbacca, a lot like 3PO, a lot like R2. You can have him jump around in different shows and stuff. There's a big rumor. Well, I think we kind of talked about it a while back that Simon Kinberg's trilogy might be episodes 10, 11, 12. And then you can maybe add him in there if you decide to do that. But I mean, I think we would all be good with smaller stories. And the one that keeps on jumping to me is the soldiers that were left over on Hoth, and they had to figure out what they had to do to survive and kind of contact the Empire, the rebellion, and it just be something smaller like that. They have to fight the environment, which is very harsh, and just do something like that. There's a lot of talk of a horror movie that's in development that Tony Gilroy actually dropped the breadcrumb on, and haven't heard anything since. But I mean,
what was it that it was one of the droid or like K2SO goes crazy on a ship or something?
I didn't hear that, but that is interesting.
Wasn't it something along those lines, like a K2SO?
It's like Star Wars Michael Myers. Yeah, you can't stop this droid.
I thought he had written the story for it or something. Didn't he?
Oh, did he? Okay, well,
am I imagining that? I'm pretty sure that he said something like that.
I don't think he did. Maybe there's speculation or something.
I'm pretty sure he talked about it, that there was like another episode that he was going to do, but it was, maybe he mentioned it was too expensive or something.
I don't know. I mean, if you decide to do a horror film, I think you could make it pretty cheaply.
Well, I think that it was something along the lines of like they were going to have him come back in a different way, and it was going to be like people are trapped on the ship and this droid is like going crazy or something.
Yeah,
one of the comments, please validate that I'm not making this up.
One of the big talking points for this movie, Mandalorian Grogu, is the fact that it is on the cheaper side. So that's $700 million they spent on Andor. They might be able to recoup it back a little bit with Mando Grogu.
The quality from the trailer looks fantastic. So.
Travis on YouTube says, regardless, Boba Fett and Mando technically are only in their late 30s, early 40s in the show. We would be mid 60s, early 70s at the time of the sequel era. Yeah. I haven't heard any news on the new films coming out and the potential Rey movie and Mangold movie. Feels like the more we don't hear news, the more that they're not going to happen. It seems like at this point.
I think the next time,
transition.
That's true.
Yeah,
next time we'll hear something will be in Celebration. I'd imagine it's got to be.
So I heard somebody say this today, and I kind of agree with it. If Mando and Grogu has a spectacular box office, we're going to hear a lot of announcements for new films at Celebration. But if it doesn't, Lucasfilm is going to have to regroup and figure out something else, because they do have a lot of films in line. And I think it kind of ties back or has the same thinking as Mando Grogu. So a lot could hinge on this movie, guys. So
yeah,
tell your friends.
Okay, so what's
tell your 14-year-old friends now?
How much does it need to make to be a quote unquote success that they say, let's bring back season 4?
Probably like $2 billion plus. $2
billion?
No, I want to say. I mean, they shot it for like $130 million or something. If I think the threshold is 750. If they make 750 million, then they're going to be like, okay, well, they want to see this still. I know back in the day, if you hit 500 million, the studio would greenlight you for a sequel. That was the magic number.
I think it's a little higher, but
you think it's a little higher?
I think it's 1 billion plus at least.
Well, I'll say this: if the toy and the merch sales is high, and it's at, say it's get 750, but then the toy and the merch sales go through the roof, then that will make a big difference too.
Sure. Yeah. I could see that.
There was recently a big toy fair.
Jar and diapers, some Grogu soap.
There's a picture right there of all the merch.
Hilarious.
I think this is a little older, but yeah, there was a big toy fair in New York, and I know one of the toys was a Grogu where you feed it the frogs, and you hit the big medallion that he wears, his armor, and he'll start to like suck in the frog, and then on the back there's like a backpack. You open it up and you can take the frog out.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Poor frog lady. She had like 10 of her kids eaten. Stop doing that to me, David. It's mean.
It's red. It's red. This
It's
is
sunset
Zeb.
red. It's sunset red.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is just animating these characters. Like I said, I mean, it's not going to be practical puppets really, other than Grogu, because they've really kind of established him as the puppet. So, yeah,
I think Favreau is going to do a good job. I don't think he's going to let us down.
yeah, I think Favreau will do a pretty good job as well. Filoni was there by his side. I think we should get something good. I'm just hoping that the general public agrees with us.
Yeah.
That'll go a long way. But
If it's a hit, then we have a couple back to back with Andor and Mando and Grogu.
yeah,
Maybe Maul will be good. People will be
Oh,
excited
yeah.
for that.
Totally.
and then apparently we'll get a season 4 of The Mandalorian.
That'd be huge.
Yeah, I would love another season.
I would too.
Yeah.
I mean, I love season 1 and 2, but season 3 was just not it for me.
Yeah.
Do you go back and watch season 3?
No,
I haven't, but
Me
I
neither.
probably will before this movie.
But I could go back and watch season 1 and 2 all the time.
Yeah.
season 1 was so like minimalist, and it was like very like patient and prodding, but it was good though. It
Yeah.
worked. Somehow it worked. And it was kind of Filoni's debut, and I think Favreau really knew what he wanted, and I think that's the whole crux of it all.
Let me
Favreau
ask
knows
you
what he
this.
wants. It's going to be good.
Do we know how many cards were in the deck?
I don't think we see.
I don't think we got that. We saw
So
one
if we
card.
think about it, wouldn't it make sense if the movie is taking you through getting these deck of cards?
Yes, that would make sense, and that's what it feels like the trailer is telling us.
So
That
like
he's
maybe
going
there's,
after
like,
the Imperial
5
Remnant.
cards or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally. That's what the story is about. And I mean,
How many would be
For
too
what we
many?
know-
How many would be too few? You know?
yeah, it's like for what we know, I mean, it seems like he succeeds because the Empire goes away and the First Order becomes a
Or-
thing.
Or he doesn't succeed, and he gets most of them, but enough of them get away that they join up with Thrawn or something.
I think the birth of the First Order is going to have to be from like the failure of like the Thrawn movie, like
Yeah.
the failure of the Empire coming back from the New Republic defeating them and the heir to the
But
Empire.
I mean,
movie.
we have seen pieces of the First Order with like the cloning stuff we found out
Right.
in Mando season 3 and Moff Gideon trying to clone himself.
You know, it'd be a funny moment.
What's
Han Solo seeing Grogu.
Hmm.
That
That would be
could be a
wild.
funny moment.
Han never sees Yoda, does he?
No. Not unless he sees the spirit of him at the end of Return of the Jedi. Do you think anybody else could see the spirits or just Luke?
I think it's just Luke.
I think just Luke. Maybe Leia, but I doubt it.
Leia acts like she doesn't see anything,
Yeah.
but maybe Leia was just that like cool and was like, "Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what that's all about."
Yeah, it is kind of a weird thing to think about. Like nobody else even looks over there, right?
Yeah,
It'd have been nice if R2 gave a little sad beep, sad happy beep. He sees Anakin.
All right. You guys got anything else?
No, I think we covered a lot.
Yeah. I'm good.
All right. Well, thanks to everyone out there that commented. And you can also find us on Instagram, where we're live streaming right now, Star Wars Stuff Pod. On Twitter or X, where we're live streaming at Stuff Pod. We're on Blue Sky. We're also on Threads at Star Wars Stuff Pod. You can find us on Patreon, where you'll get this episode ad-free. We're also on TikTok. You can email the podcast at starwarsstuffpodcast@gmail.com. One of our listeners actually sent us a lot of Topps Chrome Star Wars cards and an autograph too.
Ooh.
That was nice.
It was. I talked to him. I was like, "Is it okay if I say your name?" He's like, "I think it's okay if you say my name. My name is pretty generic." His name is Sean Smith.
Well, thank you, Sean Smith.
So yeah, thanks a lot. They were cool. Facebook Star Wars Stuff group and Star Wars Stuff podcast page, and you can also write us a review on Apple Podcasts. It go a long way.
5 stars, baby.
On Spotify. Yeah, we'll be doing a lot more podcasts here. We took a little break, and also we have a website, StarWarsStuffPodcast.com. Check it out whenever you can. You can see our bios and a link to other cool things. And of course, SpaceCon, SA.com will be at SpaceCon, as well as Rebel Scum Con. You can find them at Rebel Scum Con. Actually, RebelScumConventions.com with an S. So make sure you do that.
I just noticed that Zach's hair is kind of like Han Solo's in Return of the Jedi.
What? That's the best compliment I've received in my life, Craig.
Oh, like it's not on purpose.
Are you wearing a wig, Zach?
Yeah, is this thing on right?
He's wearing his wig, Craig.
Oh, my bad. Put on the Princess Leia one you have.
Oh, we don't need to know about that one.
James
All
is
right,
probably
Forrest.
watching right now wearing his.
All right. For Zach and Craig 5, my name's David, and may the Force be with you.
Always.
This is the way. Craig just left.
What does that one pod racer say right before he blows up? The Rurg.
Yeah, Ben Quadranero says nothing. He just says die.
I swear he speaks Spanish when he's trying to hit us. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? That's enough internet for today.
Oh my gosh.
These people want to go to sleep, David. Good night.
And by these people, he means Zach and Craig 5. All right. Good night.